perform one right shift. Okay, right shift by one bit. Okay, so when you perform right shift by one bit, so and leftmost, okay, add 1 0. I mean the leftmost bit position is left out free, isn't it? Okay, so this is the initial state. So this 0 emerges out. This 0 emerges out. If this is a 0, what you have to perform? So whatever we have the left out result, write it. Okay, so this comes to the first position. This bit comes here, and leftmost bit is 0. Add 0 at the leftmost bit. Okay, now bitwise or with the initial collision vector. Which is the initial collision vector? This is the initial collision vector. Bitwise OR operation. Okay. So when you perform bitwise OR operation, what do you get? This is the next step. Okay. And how did you obtain this state? By performing a right shift by one bit position. Okay. Right? Next. So after this, how many bit positions? Right shift? 3 bit positions. Okay. See, when you perform the second right shift, what do you get? 1. It is a forbidden latency. So don't perform any calculations, and there is no transition. There is no next state transition. Okay. So you have to next perform right shift by 3 bit positions. Okay. So when you perform right shift by 3 bit positions, so it is 1 0 1 1. Okay. And once again bitwise OR with the initial collision vector. Initial collision vector. Yeah. What do you get? So it is 1 0 1 1 0 1. And how do you get this? How did you get this? By performing 3 bit right shift. Correct? Next. Bitwise OR. And what is this? This is the initial collision vector. This is the initial collision vector. Right? Next. The next shift has to be how many bit positions? 6 rightmost, the 6 right shifts perform, and what is the result? One. So it is 1 0 1 1 0 1 0. Okay. The initial collision vector is 1 0 1 1 0 1 0. 1 0 1 1 0 1 1. Again the same state. Okay. Therefore indicate this with again 6. All right. Okay. Done. Any doubt? Simple. Okay. Next. the initial collision vector. Fine. Just leave this. First we will tackle this state. Okay. In this state, are there any zeros? Yes. Therefore, from this state also we have the transition to the one more state. Isn't it? Okay. So here we have to perform how many right shifts? 3 and 6. Okay. So perform 3-bit right shift. Okay. Right shift this by 3 bits and bitwise or with the initial collision vector. Once again, the initial collision vector. Right shift by 3-bit positions, bitwise or with the initial collision vector. What do you get? 101101. Right? So it is here to here. Here to here. Okay? Cycle. Next. Similarly perform 6-bit 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th right bit. Right shifts. What do you get? And bitwise or with the initial collision vector. Which state? Same state. So indicated with cycle 6. Indicated with cycle 6. Okay. Next. So this is the 6th right shift. For the 7th right shift, what do you get? 7th right shift, what do you get? 1. So when there is a 1, you need not to perform any straight transitions. Okay. Next, 8 shifts. What do you get? All zeros. Right. So all zeros or with the initial collision vector. What do you get? Once again, the initial state. Therefore, this arrow should be what? Only 8? Yes. 8 plus. Indicating 8 and above all yield the initial state. Correct? Similarly, from here till 7th right shift, there is no transition. 8, there is a transition to which state? Initial state. So, indicated with 8 plus. Done? And this initial state, this itself, if you perform 8 right shifts, again you obtain the same state. Okay? So 8 plus. Okay? So 8 and above all shifts yield the same state. Alright? See why such a shifting and bitwise ORing and obtaining the next states, right? So why such a method is devised is that we have a better hardware support. Okay, so we have OR gates, right? And to perform right shifts, we have shift registers. Okay, therefore we can take the usage of available hardware. We have the shift registers, right? So you install a shift resistor that performs shifts, correct? And we or for bitwise OR also we have hardware. Therefore, we can take a better advantage of the existing hardware, and that is how we can implement it at the hardware level. We can implement it at the hardware level. Okay. So done with this diagram. Okay. So to perform right shifts, we have the right shift resistors. N-bit right shift resistor. You can draw the diagram of N-bit right shift resistor. So this is C1. This is CM minus C. So if there is a n-bit resistor in general, if there is some n-bit shift resistor, so these are the initial bits that we supply. Okay. So this is the initial collision vector. And for shifting, 0 enters. And what emerges is 0 or 1. If it is 0, then safe. If it is 1, it is collision. Okay. So that is how we can perform the bitwise. Done. So this is the shift resistor. These are the OR gates, and this shift resistor holds the next state. Okay. So that is how we can implement it at the hardware level. Oh. Now, done with this diagram? Yes. Now observe this state diagram. Okay, observe this state diagram, right? So we can have many cycles here. Okay, we can have many cycles here. Alright. Say we have cycle 1, 8. Right? We have cycle 1, 8. Next we have cycle 3, 8 or 6, 8. Correct? So we have many latency cycles that we can observe here. Okay? So we can observe that 3, 6, then this 8, next 1, 8. What is the latency cycle? That repeats the same cycle infinitely. So we can repeat this infinitely, right? 1, 8, or we can repeat 3 infinitely. I mean, we don't have, even if you repeat this cycle of successive initiations of the pipeline, we don't have any collisions. Correct? Therefore, can you tell few more cycles? 3, 8. Vishal, one more cycle. 6, 8. Others? 1, 8 is done. Where is 4? 4 is a forbidden latency. 3, 6. Next. 1, 8, 3, 8. 1, 8, 3. Yeah. Correct. We can repeat this cycle. So, for example, 1, 8, 1, 8. This is one cycle. Okay. Right? So, like this, we can have many cycles. Once we have the state transition diagram, you have the knowledge of which latency cycles that you can use. Right? Thereby collision free scheduling of the tasks. Correct? Okay. Now, we have so many possible states of which we are interested are simple cycles. Simple cycles. Okay. And among the simple cycles, what we are interested are greedy cycles. Okay. All right. So note down simple cycle. A simple cycle is a latency cycle. In which each state appears only once. All right? Got it? Right? So you consider this 183. 183. Right? So it is a simple cycle. Next 3. It is a simple cycle. Right? Next 1 8. 1 8. I mean each state should repeat only once. Okay? Then it is called as simple cycle. Okay? Right? Next, note down greedy cycle. which edges are made with minimum latencies from their respective starting states. Okay, from their respective starting states. All right. Now, see here, this is the starting state. So from there you have to look for the cycles, simple cycles, right? Where we have minimum latency edges. Okay. So from this state we have two state transitions, right? We have two state transitions. Now, if you consider the transition for this state, right? So which cycle is a simple cycle? For this state, from this initial state to this state, which is a simple cycle? 18 or 1818? Only 18, right? So 1818 is a cycle, but it is not a simple cycle because it repeats both the states more than once. Okay, right? Therefore 1,8 is a simple cycle, and that is the only available simple cycle. Okay, therefore this one is what, so this is a simple cycle, and the greedy cycle is the simple cycle in which we have minimum latency edge, and that edge is 1. Yeah, that edge is 1, right? Therefore you have to show this one with asterisk. Okay, right? Cycle is 18, right? But which is the minimum edge? 1. So that you have to show with asterisk. All right. Next, this side, which is the minimum, which is the simple cycle. We have 3 cycle 6 or cycle 3, 6, but cycle 3, 6 will repeat the same state, right? Therefore, which is the cycle? We have 3, right? It is a simple cycle, all right, and that is having the minimum latency value. Right? So that but the state transition to this state only, correct? And this this will be the greedy cycle. The cycle 3 is the greedy cycle that starts from the starting state, initial state. Okay, all right. So where you have to show the asterisk? This 3 or this 3? Okay. So we have to show 3 asterisks for this 3. Okay. Why? Because we will not transit back. We will be there in this state, but it is a constant cycle. Okay, it is a cycle called as constant cycle. that is why if you have any constant cycles in the state diagram, show asterisk for that. Here 1 is not a constant cycle, 1 8. Right? So constant cycle is a one in which we have only one latency in the cycle. Okay? So if you have found any latency which is any cycle that is a greedy cycle and that is nothing but as constant, make that as the asterisk. Okay. Right. Therefore, you found that 3 cycle 3 or the is one greedy cycle and cycle 1 comma 8 is another greedy cycle. Correct? There are two greedy cycles. Now, what is the average latency of these two cycles? What is the average latency of these two cycles? It is 3. Here 4.5. Which is the least value? 3. Therefore, the minimal average latency is 3. MAL. Minimum average latency is 3. Okay. Done? So greedy cycle, in order to find greedy cycle, first we should know what is a simple cycle. Okay? I mean, starting from the initial state, you should not repeat any states. You should not repeat any states. Then it is a simple cycle. Okay? Then out of which greedy cycle is the minimum latency h is the greedy cycle. Right? So depends on how many state transitions you have in the state diagram, you get so many greedy cycles. Okay? Take the average latency of each of the greedy cycle, and whichever is the minimum is what? Minimal average latency. Okay? Minimal average latency is 3. Okay? So on an average, what is the minimal latency for collision free scheduling is? Okay? Alright? So just make a point. Bounds on MAL. So any doubt in this MAL? Minimal average latency? Note on few points on bounds on MAL. First one, what are the constraints on MAL? The MAL is lower bounded by the maximum number of check marks. The maximum number of check marks in any row of the reservation table. Next, MAL is lower bounded by average latency of any greedy cycle in the state diagram. Okay. Next. Third, the average latency of any greedy cycle is upper bounded by the number of ones in the initial collision vector, plus 1 full point. This is also an upper bound on the MAL. Okay. Now, once you derive MAL, right? This is not the final one, right? Again, you have to check these 3 bounds on MAL. These 3 bounds you have to check on MAL. Alright? Is that clear? What is the first bound that tells? The MAL is lower bounded by maximum number of check marks in any row of the reservation table. Okay? So once you derive MAL, what you need to do is you have to find the number of check marks in each row of the reservation table. In first row, how many check marks? 3. Second row, 2. Third row, which is the maximum value? 3. Is it less than or equal to 3? Yes. So this value is allowed. Okay. Next, the second bound. Is lower bounded by average latency of any greedy cycle in the state diagram. Right? That is what that is how we partially derive MAL. Right? So we derive greedy cycles and minimal average latency is the minimum value. That is how we derive at initial time. Third, upper bound. What is the upper bound? Number of ones in the initial collision vector plus 1. In the initial collision vector, what are the number of ones? 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 1, that is 5. Right? So, it is upper bounded. I mean, maximum it can take the value 5. It is 3 in this case. I mean, whatever the MAL value that we have chosen, it is 3 and it is upper bounded by 5. Okay? Alright? Therefore, this is the final MAL value. Done? So, with this, this is how we can perform the collision-free scheduling. Okay, it's an 8 marks question, right? Write the initial collision vector, then state diagram, simple cycles, examples, then greedy cycles, identifying greedy cycles, and deriving MAL and verifying the bounds on MAL. Okay, right? Now, can you do it for another example? Function y we have. For the function y, perform all these.